Good morning, class. It's nice to see all of you today.
Good morning, Mrs. Appleton.
Today we're going to learn about staying safe during an emergency. Trey, what is an emergency?
An emergency is an unexpected and dangerous situation that we must react to immediately.
Exactly. Because emergencies are unexpected, it's best to have a plan in place before they happen.
What is the plan, Mrs. Appleton?
Another great question, Maddie. We have 5 plans. The 5 emergency plans are hold, secure, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter.
Can you explain them?
We'll go through each one in more detail shortly, but for now, just remember their names. Let's all say them together.
Hold, secure, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter.
Great job, everyone. And if you ever forget the names, just remember to look for them posted by the doors. Now, let's talk about the first plan, hold. This means that we need to clear the halls and go to our classroom while the adults take care of the emergency. Trey, how will we know when there is a hold?
Will an adult make an announcement on the PA system?
Yes, they will. It will sound something like, "Attention staff and students, we are going to clear the halls." Let's practice this together. Everyone line up in the hallway like we're going to gym class. Great, now give me a thumbs up if everyone is ready to practice a hold. Attention staff and students, we are going to hold in your classroom or area. Clear the halls. Excellent job, class. Next, let's talk about secure. If there's a dangerous situation outside of the school, we want to make sure we're staying safe inside. If we're outside, we want to get back inside as quickly as possible and not open any doors for anyone. To practice this, we'll play a game called Secure Our School.
Can you explain how to play?
I'll pretend to make the announcement, and you all move quickly and quietly to your desks. Are we ready? Before we begin, Ava, can you tell me what you should do if you are in the bathroom or hallway when the announcement is made?
Do I go to the nearest classroom?
Yes, if you're in the hallway or bathroom, head to the nearest classroom and wait for further instructions from the teacher. Even if it's not your regular classroom, just tell the teacher who your regular teacher is. Is everyone ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Great, here we go. Attention staff and students, we are going to secure the school. Get inside and lock outside doors. Excellent job, class, you stayed nice and quiet. If you ever forget what to do, always look and listen to the adult. The adult will always tell you what to do next. Are we ready to talk about another plan?
Yes.
Great. Let's talk about evacuation.
A fire?
Exactly like a fire. You might hear the fire alarm go off, or you might hear an adult tell you that we need to evacuate the school. Either way, your goal is to get outside to someplace safe. Does everyone remember the evacuation drill we practiced last week?
Yes.
Can anyone tell me about the rules for an evacuation?
We are supposed to head outside, don't take anything with us, remain calm and quiet, and stay with our class. If we aren't with our class, like in the bathroom or in the hallway, we find the closest exit and go outside and find the closest adult and tell them whose class we are from.
Great job, Ava. Boys and girls, you're all doing amazing. Okay. The next plan is one that we have practiced lots of times too. It's called a shelter. Can anyone tell me when we might have to take shelter?
Is that like when we have to do a tornado drill?
That's exactly right, Trey. Sometimes, it may be important to take shelter for your safety or even the whole class's safety. A lot of the things we will do when taking shelter will be a review of things we have already practiced. We will hear someone come over the PA system and tell us to take shelter. That's when we move to a safe spot away from windows and doors, cover our heads, and we remain as quiet as possible so we can hear any instructions that the adults are giving us.
Are there any other times we might need to take shelter?
That's a really good question. Yes, there is some other times we might need to shelter or even evacuate during an emergency. Let's talk about our last emergency plan. It's a really important one.
Is that called a lockdown? We practice sheltering during that sometimes.
Yes, good job, Ava. Sometimes during a lockdown, we will take shelter or even need to evacuate. If there was an emergency inside the building but far away from our classroom, we would want to practice an evacuation.
What if it's close to our classroom?
Well, then we would practice sheltering.
How do we know the difference?
Well, remember I'm your teacher and I will always help you make that decision. In the event of an emergency, you always want to follow the directions of the adult or teacher. If we have to evacuate, we will leave out the closest door and get to a safe spot outside. If we have to shelter and hide in the classroom, we will remain quiet and hidden as best we can. Boys and girls, you have all done a great job listening and practicing. Remember, we practice our plans so that we will always be safe. Can anyone tell me what our 5 emergency plans are again?
Hold, secure, shelter, evacuate, and lock down.